And then came the second year for me, and I think at some point I started nurturing this heaviness that this environment is no longer serving me, and I'm not actually being at my best any longer. So I would go to school and
Mm.
I would feel great in class, and
Mm.
whenever I'm coming back home, it was torturous. But
Mm.
I didn't know what to do with that until one day I think I had a conversation with the Superior General, Father Kirian Birmingham.
Mm.
The conversation was for me to have a series of meetings with him to get to know each other better.
Mm.
And I think that was the trigger I needed. I felt, oh, he wasn't my one-on-one. Why,
Mm.
why this conversation? And so maybe
Yeah.
it's the right time for me to leave. So I came to
Yeah.
you. I remember it was you and Daniel. I still remember we were at Sidara, we were at the
Mm.
field, the football field. And I was like,
Mm.
guys, if you like say I will go. You're like,
Mhm.
oh
Yeah.
boy, they can miss you. Like,
Yeah.
you never reached that one. It hasn't got
Yeah.
to that, give it some more time. But I knew the heaviness that I had. It was really heavy. And I
Mm.
could have pretended for one more year so that I would
Yeah.
get sorted in school, have my fees
Yeah.
paid and everything. But
Yes.
I
Yes.
knew that I couldn't. And that was,
Mm.
like you said, that was for me a testament to how we started this journey.
Yes.
Because I was really sincere throughout the process. This was what I wanted to do. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna pretend. I came today, it's my second year. I know that if I
Mm.
leave, I leave with nothing. I'll be
Yeah.
going back home. But then what I said to them was, I want to still finish my school. Maybe let me
Yeah.
take a year and think about this. So
Mm.
the idea at the time was they needed to reach out to the Superior General, the
Mm.
society leader,
Mm.
Seamus O'Neill,
Yeah.
and then to see if they could be of any help to me. And so when they did, I think the response was that I should go home, you know.
Mm.
And so I was really crestfallen and oh my God, what have I done to myself?
Yeah.
Now, everything from childhood, you
Yeah.
know, started flashing. Like, this is
Yeah.
what I wanted to do from the get-go.
Yes.
And now I've made the decision not to do it again. They're
Yeah.
supporting me. I'm
Yeah.
going back home. What am I
Yeah.
gonna do with my life?
Mm.
So I was
Yeah.
distraught. I was like, I was unhinged. I just didn't know what was happening to me. I thought I had made the worst decision. And then I had to go and ask my one-on-one, Father McGiving. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember whether the decision that I took was the right decision. And then he kind of helped calm my nerves. He told me, Benjamin, I think that you took the right decision for yourself. And I was like, thank you. I think I needed to hear that just to be
Yeah.
convinced about that journey. And so that was it. Went to Nigeria and got back again. How was it for you leaving something that
You mean after our second year, right?
this was towards the end of our second year? So it was when
Yeah.
I made that decision to leave, the exodus happened. A lot of
Yeah.
people, were
Yes.
asked to leave, some were asked to take a break, uh,
Yes.
7 or 8 people, that year. How was it for you leaving, because we left at the same time?
At the same time, yeah, and we were the
Yeah,
last of our class from
yeah,
Ijebu.
from Djibouti, yeah.
Uh, yeah. It was like when I was reflecting on it, I just thank God for two things, right? It was devastating. It was really, really devastating, especially the prospect of going back to Nigeria. And remember when you enter the seminary, it's just you are in a kind of a bubble because you are always you carry a lot of burden, one might say. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You carry a lot of burden of expectation. If you had a mother, your mother will now be thinking of the ordination already.
Mama, father.
That kind of a thing. Your parishioners will be saying, when are they going to ordain you? So there is all of that. That was why I was so happy our formation was out of sight. There were no people coming to see us, but that expectation is still there. Even from family, especially for me. I felt, what I felt was pain, in the sense that, against all odds, I decided to do this, and maybe some almost 10 years later, I still didn't work out. Has this been a journey in futility? Because the thing is this, my elder brother was the one who sent me through school. And when he was doing that, he was hoping that when I came out, I'll get a job and start helping out in the family. But when I said I was going to do this, though he was distraught, but he was not in opposition to it. Because again, my family is a very religious family. So, they kind of understood. But okay, now I have done that and it has ended up like this. How am I going to go back and stuff like that? Okay, so that was on the one hand. But the light at the end of that tunnel was the brotherhood we shared in terms of rubbing minds together on how to move forward. Like I wrote here when I was thinking about it, two important things was the what is it called? That friendship we had, because remember, we three of us had plans to come back, and also they were already brothers outside the society that we are also willing to point us in the right direction if we did. So that in itself was huge. For my family, I didn't even let them convince me to stay in Nigeria. I said I must, because what my other brother was saying, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be with? I said, they're all that. It's not the Nigerian spirit, never say die, never say never. So that fighting spirit of being a Nigerian was there, you just have to. So basically, that was one, that was huge. Then, even though we were not aware, I don't know to what extent you were aware of this, but I never knew that there was a largesse given at the end of the whole thing. I didn't know. You understand?
Yeah, I remember.
The stipend from SPS, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So thank God for that largesse, that came from SPS that facilitated the comeback. These two things coming together, honestly, Benny, put our life, I don't know about you, but I will say, put my life back on a track. And I will also want to use this opportunity to say that I thank God that SPS did that, or they have a policy to do that.
Yeah.
Most societies or most seminaries will just expel you, and you are just, that's why, at the end of seminary experience, most people, become worse off than they were, and they become bitter,
Yeah.
But I thank God that, that was available to us, and the society was so sincere, in doing that. Back in the day, there were societies around us there. I don't want to call names, that everybody they give you your plane ticket and it's all over.
Yeah.
That is wicked. That's on wickedness.
Yeah.
Somebody has spent time. That was why remember Felix?
Yeah.
When Felix caused a ruckus, they had no foot to stand on and all of that. Okay, so to answer your question, those two things coming harmoniously together was what gave, for me, a new lease of life. And when we came back, I remember we came back January 15th of the following year, 2010.
Yeah.
And we started eking it out. And today, you're a PhD holder, and I am here with a family. So I thank God for that.
I have a family too. Yeah.
Another way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that wheel, I would never forget. I would call ourselves a triumvirate. Like, it was myself, Daniel, and me. And we decided, I think before we left South Africa, we sat down and we were like, guy, with a combo, you, seriously, you bring it, you bring that.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we're going to forge a united front of survival. We need to survive. We need to get through this. We're going to get through this. So we had that will because, also at that time, we could see that it's possible. Some people came back. Even
Yes.
though my situation was different, yours was different,
Yes.
compared to the people that came back, having completed their degree and,
Yes.
smoothly transited to the university. We
Yes.
had to somehow figure it out, right?
Yes.
Differently, but we were resolved to come back, and then we had, the sum of money we're giving that help us to
Yes.
also facilitate that, at least with plane
Yes.
ticket. So when I went,
Yes.
it was clear to everyone that I had to come back. In fact, they were also in support. They're like, "What do we
Yes.
do with you? Like, where do you
Yes.
start from? You can't go and write it
Yes.
down, you know."
Yes.
And another thing that helped me, God rest his soul, Dr. Luke Mlido, the dean.
Oh,
Dara,
I don't know why they've not made that man a saint yet.
that guy.
Oh, that guy.
That man called me to his office.
Talk about option for the poor. Talk about, standing by those who are downtrodden.
Yeah.
He is exemplary. He is exemplary.
It to so many others.
Yes, there was something I asked. I was so panicky. He pointed to the fact that our ID has no year on it. Our ID card. So that means you're a student here for as long as you want. Yes, he pointed that out, and, he was such an amazing guy, to see the plight, because sometimes, I know that, the dynamics of his community changes the moment you are no longer part of it. And everybody doesn't know. It's understandable. It's human. Nobody knows what to do with you. Do we sit with you, or do we, let them not chase me because I'm associating with you, that kind of a thing. Even the priests become, somehow towards you. But Luke Milito was there. People you could go to talk to him, and and another great guy was Maseko. You understand? Of all the, I think I would say much of, sorry to say it, but I didn't really gain much from what was happening internally in Papatri. But much of what I gained in terms of certain things, the way let me not generalize, but Maseko, right? His lectures.
Yeah.
His lectures were, like they were very, very revealing. It's some sort of like it changes the way you view the world. Now, there is a statement he made that the reason why he came to seminary to teach is so that they will stop producing stupid priests. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. That the most important thing is for you to be a good human being first.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Be a good human being, you make a good priest.
Yeah.
That was earth moving for me.
Yeah.
So and you take that going forward, it doesn't really matter where you are. Whether you're in the seminary or whatever, in the workplace, in your family, just be a good human being. And isn't that the message of Christ? The model we model ourselves after. So those were insightful statements from such legends that I pray people still remember him.
Oh, absolutely. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Live, if you remember.
Live, Lingaelwa. Live. Do you know how, how impactful the man is? Even those who have finished his course, still comes to attend the lectures.
They come back.
They come back. He was like an African elder. Telling you the stories of the people.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we could name other names. John Joyce was a great teacher.
Oh, no, John Joyce. John Joyce. Oh, no. John Joyce, what was that? Modern philosophy, ne?
Modern philosophy, epistemology.
Epistemology. Oh, those were great.
I
really enjoyed philosophy. To be honest, I really enjoyed philosophy. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
And of course, Neil Frank, Bishop now.
Yeah.
So we got back.
Do you remember Pressure?
Pressure.
Yes, pressure on batter.
Pressure
You
on
always
batter.
pressure will always remind you that Neil Frank will say, "I will deduct some marks."
I would deduct some marks. You won't sit for the exam.
Yes. Then
I
say
said,
you're not even
I
have the
go bring
mark,
my
and
seat.
where are you going to deduct from? It's what we reminisce on when every time I speak to Mbata. He's now an Anglican priest.
He
You
is
won't
an
believe.
Anglican priest. Yeah, we
Yeah.
communicate once in a while on Facebook. He was
Yes.
a funny guy. I remember some of, I mean, God rest William Banda, Martin
Oh,
Kanesu, Agogo. Yeah, and Luke
no,
Mino,
especially Agogo.
Agogo
Those
was.
were great men. Those were
Agogo will
great
come
men.
visit us even when we got back.
Yes.
He would,
Yes.
against all odds, you know,
All against all
yeah,
odds.
against all odds, come visit us. He was a true brother, even to the point
Yeah.
that he passed on.